Good day, good people. Welcome back here with myself, RustyMoney, here on Elmcreek for Farming Simulator 22 on PlayStation 4. So, this is a short video showing you the total amount of feed per cow barn or cow pasture. So, the reason I did this is because yesterday I created a video and shared it in reference to trying to figure out how much feed you needed to put in each one of these barns based off of how many cows you would purchase for each barn. And it just wasn't making any sense to me, and a special thank you to everyone that watched this, as well as a couple of comments that really hit me at home in trying to understand this better. So thank you to Cascadia Gamer 1 and Bruce's Gaming for their comments and messages. But now I just thought I'd make this short video to maybe help somebody else understand this. So here is a really good way to understand it when it comes to these animal pens or pastures in game for Farming Simulator 22. Think of each one of these animal barns or pastures as a silo that has a maximum capacity of being able to hold liters of feed. So what I mean is, no matter if you put one cow in this barn like we have here, or you put 25 cows in this barn, you can only put so much feed in each one of these barns or pastures. So for instance, I will show you what I mean here. Each one of our barns and pastures here has one cow in it, except for one other pen I'm going to show you. So you will see here we have cow barn with feeding robot. It has 60,000 liters of TMR in it currently, and it did have 38,000 liters of straw in here. That is all that you can put in this cow barn with feeding robot. That is it. You won't be able to put any more feed in here other than the 60,000 liters of TMR and the 38,000 liters of straw. Now, just to show you that, let's go grab a little trailer here. Actually, we'll just grab the trailer that's got, and we'll grab the one of these other trailers here. Let's just grab this little box, because it ain't going to take much. We'll grab our little Joskin box here. Now, we're going to pick some hay here. It might let us put a little bit, but I bet it don't let us put hardly anything in it at all. So let's get some hay. Alright, we got 3,000 liters of hay. Now, if I understand this correctly, we shouldn't be able to put anything in here unless that cow's already ate part of that TMR. As you can see, we are on the trailer or this tipper box, and we can't put anything else in this barn. We are at total feed value. So now, to understand this, if you were to put in hay, let's drop this right there. Now, if you were to put hay in that large cow barn with feeding robot, or the other item that is allowed, there is a mixture in percentage. Now, it's my understanding that the feeding bars aren't going to change color, and which I'll show you. So the hay is 80% and the grass is 40% with this cow barn with feeding robot. Because we put the 60,000 liters of TMR in there, we can't put any hay or grass in here. But if we weren't able to make any TMR, then we could put 80% of 60,000 in this barn with hay. So 60,000, 80% of 60,000 would be 48,000 liters of hay you could put in here. Now if you're trying to put in the 40% of grass, then it would be 24,000 liters of grass approximately. Now those numbers don't have to be exact because the color of the bar, if it's going to start as red, ain't going to change, is my understanding. It's not going to change to orange to green. So what my opinion would be is if they're going to do it this way, what I think would be really neat for an update for Farming Simulator 22 is if we weren't able to make TMR or fill these animal pens with the available option that says 100%, then treat these pens like a feed mixer or a silo when you're trying to create the exact ration for total mixed ration. So what I mean is, for instance, if we weren't able to make any TMR, sorry for that autosave there. What I mean is if we weren't able to put TMR in this barn, and we could put 80% of hay in and 40% of grass, it would be neat to be able to have the game display that as in giving you 100% total in the proper ration of each. So for instance, I guess what I'm trying to say is, let's just say we're mixing 80% hay and 40% grass to try and get our 100%, which of course 80% plus 40% is obviously more than 100%. But if those two categories would combine with each other to show you that you have the proper mix if you weren't able to make total mixed ration. I don't know, that's just my kind of thought. Now the other thing is, of course, here with this barn is you can only put 38,000 liters of straw in it. That's all it will take no matter how many cows you put in here. That's my understanding. Now let's go on down to the small cow barn. And the reason we're skipping our other barn here is I got something to show you. So here we are at the smaller of the cow barns. And that is just this cow barn right here. We have one adult cow in here. This will only hold 33,750 liters of feed. Now, it will also only hold, I believe it was at, I'm not sure what the straw was at. I think some of it has emptied out, but that might not be correct number there. Let's just check that. I want to have this right, and I had all these numbers right, but they're obviously dissipating a little bit. So let's just grab a couple of things here to just show you with that other barn. So let's dump our weight right there. Let's grab this little box right here, and we'll put the other box on the back that's got some hay in it. Now, as long as the feed hasn't dissipated too much, we shouldn't be able to put any of this hay in there. It should be full. Now let's fill this front one up with some straw. And we'll go over there to that cow barn. Okay, so we are on the rear box and our feed is full. Now it's going to take a little bit of straw. Okay, so 21,375 liters of straw is all you can put in this barn, and 33,750 liters of feed. That is it. No matter how many cows you have in it, that's all the amount you can have in this barn. Now, a very interesting discovery, which makes absolutely no sense to me, again, and hopefully Cascadia Gamer 1 or Bruce's Gaming or somebody that's played Farming Simulator a lot more can make sense of this. Next discovery I just discovered and explain it, but it absolutely makes no sense comparing to the barn, especially with feeding robot, and not so much with the smaller cow barn. But okay, our barn without feeding robot has only got one cow in it as well. Well, here is the interesting part to this. This is the cow barn large. You will see it only takes 60,000 liters of feed no matter what amount of cows you put in this barn. But I have already put in here 351,721 liters of straw, and I'm still in the red. That makes absolutely no sense to me when you're considering a bigger barn also, but has feeding robot that only takes 37,996 liters of straw. Without feeding robot, I'm not even hardly even moving the straw count, and I have made multiple loads, and we'll just show you here. We're at 351,000 liters of straw right now. Let's dump this additional 56,000 liters and see if it changes any color. I don't think it's gonna. So this part here is not making any sense to me. Which it shouldn't matter, I guess. Not a big deal. It's just, yeah, I don't know. So now you will see we're at 408,121 liters of straw for one cow, and we're not even full. Yeah, I guess I don't have no explanation for that, because again, if you pull into here, which we don't have no straw, but if we look at this one with feeding robot, it's full in the green, and it was full at 38,000 liters. Now it's dropped a little bit to 37,996 liters. But yeah, interesting. Okay, so now let's go to the little pastures. We're going to show you what I mean in relation to it don't matter how many cows you have in each one of these barns or pastures. So we'll go on over here to our little pastures here, and we'll show you the one that's got the maximum amount of cows in it and the one that's got one in it. So here we are with the pasture with just one cow. And it holds 11,250 liters of feed. That's all you'll be able to put in this pen. Now, if we turn around here and we look at this pasture that's got the maximum amount of cattle in it, we've got 15 cattle in here. It also only takes 11,250 liters of feed for those 15 cattle. Now, what I'm going to assume happens is you're going to be feeding your cows a lot more when you get that many in there, because they're going to be eating more than just one cow off that amount of liters. Now, maybe that's not so much true. There's so many other videos to watch, everybody, but this is just very interesting to myself. Especially now this discovery with straw in the cow barn large, where I'm only at 408,121 liters and still not full of straw with one cow in the barn. So, yeah, the amount of cows in each pasture or barn has really nothing to do with the feeding system in Farming Simulator 22, in which that is what was confusing me. So I appreciate everybody that watched the first video, and I hope y'all get something out of this video. So I might do the chickens and the sheep and the horses and the pigs as well, and just show you those amounts. But hopefully you all understand it better now, that when it comes to how many animals you're putting in each one of your pens or your pasture pens or your barns, all you need to know is actually how many liters of total feed that pasture or barn is going to hold, and then you can come up with a better plan in relation to your rationing of your percentages if you want to meet those needs in regards to feeding them the percentage of each feed category. Now, I do have just a little bit of a bonus here. This pig barn here, I rationed out as close as I could get. My understanding, this pig barn right here only holds 34,000 liters total of feed. Now, because I was messing with the cow barns, it's of course ate off a few of those liters, but it only holds a total of 34,000 liters of feed. And I was trying to come close to the percentages in relation to the base food, the grain, the protein, and the root crop. So 49% of 34,000 for base food, 24% of 34,000 for grain, and 20% of protein per 20% of 34,000 for protein and 5% of 34,000 for root crops. Now those numbers are probably off if you get out your calculator and look at it, but that's because I was trying to use all the items that I have over here to get as close as I could to the exact number that you need to get the 49%, the 24%, the 20%, and the 5% to see if those bars in the feeding system would change color. Because I guess I don't understand why they would have green or red, orange, and green if they're not going to mean anything really. That's just my opinion. I would like to see, I guess my opinion would be, like I mentioned earlier, that if you're going to do the color red, orange, and green, that treat it like a mixer to make total mixed ration, to where once you have the close value, then those colors would convert to green to show you that you have the approximate or close to value to treat the correct percentage for each one of those feeding categories. But in short here, everybody, I hope y'all got something out of this video. I'm gonna probably still do a video for horses, a video for sheep, a video for pigs, and a video for chickens. But I have to head on out of town for a little bit today, and we will be live streaming here later today, I hope. So we will see you all later, everybody. Hope you leave me a tasty one on that like button, which is better known by myself as a cop battery and by you all people as a delicious donut. And don't forget to leave us, please, a delicious comment in the comment section. And please share a box of donuts by sharing the videos and the streams with all your friends and family. But for myself here, we will see you all on the flip side, everybody. Have a good one.